Live in West Georgia. We study and practice the philosophy and the science of mind we know as God. And with our spiritual presence and participation in our service here this morning, we create a higher state of consciousness, rise above all of that negative energy we may have experienced this past week, and manifest love. We know love is synonymous to God, the most powerful yet most gentle force in the universe. Without further ado, we will proceed with our service this morning.
Thank you, Mike. Let's just get quiet and just relax. We have a meditation recorded this morning and go to our center. So as we just start to take deep, deep breath, and as we let it out, we just begin to relax all the muscles around our eyes and cheeks and face. Let's just let go. And we begin to feel this relaxation in our scalp and our neck. And we just let our shoulders go. And as we continue to just breathe deeply, just feel this peace going down through our arms and our torso and our legs and feet. And we give thanks for this peace that we are able to experience. Peace that passes all understanding. We let go. And if our mind starts to wander, we just come back to a calming word like peace or love. Peace. And here in the silence, we know we have come to our spirit, which can handle all challenges. So just let those challenges go. We let go and let spirit. as we go through the week, whether in silence or mindful being, we remember to pay attention and to listen for the messages that Spirit sends us. So as we go forward this week, let us remember that we can always come to our center, to be with Spirit that is eternally there. And we say, thank you, Mother, Father, God, as we are a part of you. And in, as, and through Spirit, we are able to meet all challenges. We surrender our ego and express love in all we do. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And we begin to come back slowly into this time and place, feeling renewed and refreshed and able to begin our new life from this moment. And we focus on our breath and our breathing. And we come back into this time and place. And so it is. So it is. Good morning again, everyone. Would you please stand with me? And we're going to read our vision and mission statement together. CSL West Georgia is a joyful global community where everyone belongs. Through our unique spiritual teachings, we provide a safe environment to experience compassionate living. I believe there is one creative intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe my purpose is to allow this divine mind to express in, as, and through me. I know that this divine presence is a power for good, which responds to my conscious use to create a life filled with health, love, peace, and success in all things. I use it now, and I rejoice in it, and so it is.
So it is. Okay, remain standing, please. Look who we have back to help us with our congregational this morning. Connie's back. Woohoo! Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little love and pass it on. How about a smile? Take a little smile and pass it on. Take a little smile and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little smile and pass it on. How about a hug? Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little hug and pass it on. You're not hugging. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little hug and pass it on. I'll give you another chance. Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little hug and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little hug and pass it on. One more chance. Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little hug and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. Take a little love and pass it on. All right. Woo.
And to continue the love and the hugs and the smiles and all the good things we're all about, our reader today is the renowned, wonderful Miss Deborah Worthy.
All right. World famous. How about that introduction? That was good. You need some help?
Let's get closer. Okay. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Today's reading. Today's reading comes from 365 Science of Mind, A Year of Daily Wisdom from Ernest Holmes. The reading for today's date, July 23rd, is entitled, I Am Happy in the Harmony of God. Let us relax as we relate to the mind of the author. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh in all. From 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 4 and 6. We do not all have the same gifts because no two anythings are ever alike. Nature never reproduces anything identically. There are diversities of operations. We are all engaged in different types and sorts of activities that express the unique individualization that each one of us is. But it is the same God working in all of us. This is one of the most terrific concepts we could entertain, that out of all the variations of life, the infinite variety of color, form, and people, the rosebud, the elephant, the snow-capped mountain, the tiny mouse in the field, one power is working, one life is being expressed, one energy is animating, one presence flowing through, and one law controlling. The one mind is working in and through us now, not as big or little, or hard or easy, but merely as spontaneous self-expression. Back of our smallest act is the strength of the universe. Behind all our thought is the infinite thinker. Diffused through every human activity is the divine presence. Today, I am realizing that all of my thoughts are formulated in the divine mind. All of my actions are sustained by the infinite energy. All the power there is and all the presence there is right where I am. Therefore, I open the channels of my thoughts to the influx of this divine presence that is now doing something unique and different through me. I feel the impact of this presence in my own mind. I sense its feeling and imagination in my own thinking. I see it operating through all my actions. And since there is no big or little, everything becomes important because everything is the self-expression of that within me that doeth all things well. Therefore, I surrender myself completely to the one power, that one all-knowing mind, that one presence, which is beauty and love and peace and joy. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Deborah. We have a song for you this morning. It's not on. Don't worry about it. We thought it's so good to have Connie back, and she's going to sing it with me. It's called No Mud, No Lotus. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of pain in your past? The things that broke you, well, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. The sleepless nights and the dizzying heights and the dreams, some of which came true. Tough breaks, heartaches, perfect mistakes created this vision of you. And everything you go through grows you. It grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposes who you are. All right. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled a hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. Made an indelible impression on your soul. Your feet they walked, and your lips they talked, and your hands drug around for the truth. Every look, every book, your pictures your mind took, created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. It grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposes who you are. Like the roots of an endless summer, part-time temporary lovers, and the smoke in the deep blue sky. And as the time flew, you gathered your truth as it passed right before your eyes. Let's make it soft now. And the wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece just below the skin. And in the glow of your own light, your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. 'Cause everything you go through grows you. It grows you, and everything you go through grows you, exposes who you are. You want to sing that with us one time, everybody? And everything you go through grows you. It grows you, and everything you go through grows you, exposes who you are. So, a lot of us have been through some health things recently, so this is for all of you. No mud, no lotus. Haven't you noticed the patterns of pain in your life? The things that broke you, well, they also awoke you to the questions questions you needed to ask.
And so it is.
Ain't that the truth?
I think the song was a lesson. Everything we go through grows us. And we're going to have Dorothea grow us. Last week, if you heard her message last week, with her no, 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 she wouldn't give up. She said no to all those things that were going on. She grew from that, and now she's going to help us grow more today. I give you our own wonderful Dorothea Gates.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Last weekend, a passenger in a taxi heading for the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport leaned over to ask the driver a question and gently tapped him on his shoulder to get his attention. The driver screamed, lost control of the cab, nearly hit the bus, drove over the curve, and just stopped inches before a plate glass window. For a few moments, everything was silent. All you can hear was heavy breathing. Then the driver, the shaking driver, asked, "Are you okay? I'm sorry, but you scared the daylights out of me." The badly shaken passenger apologized to the driver and said, No, I didn't realize that a mere tap on the shoulder will startle someone so badly. The driver replied, No. I'm the one who is sorry. It's entirely my fault. Today is my first day driving a taxi. I've been driving a hearse for 25 years. I'm overlooking Ala Moana Mall. I'm overlooking the ocean. I can see it for miles and miles. I'm all around condos. Condos are all around me. Where am I? I am standing on the 23rd floor of my condo. I am standing on the lanai, looking down at the people, at the cars, at the water for miles and miles. And every evening, I get to look at this beautiful sunset. I'm looking across at my favorite place I love to be, Ala Moana Mall. I lived across the street, or you can call it across the street. It is 1988, and I live in Aiea, Hawaii. I live on the big island of Oahu. I lived in Hawaii for 5 years. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful life. I embraced the lifestyle, I embraced the people. I worked as a transcriptionist. Once I've gotten out of the military, I was a civilian, and I was a transcriptionist, transcribing people's data into work. It was a wonderful life, but it was a rocky one for me. as though I was going through a divorce, and my soon-to-be ex-husband had left Hawaii 2 years ago. I needed to calculate my next move. I loved Hawaii, but it was becoming increasingly expensive. I had to make some things happen. I had to calculate my move. And before you know it, say goodbye, Hawaii. Say hello to Hartsfield, Atlanta, Georgia Airport. I have a 3-hour layover before I get to my destination, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love. Light bulb goes off. I came up with the bright idea as I'm in the airport. I'm going to stay here. I have a friend who lives here, and she has a place here, and I'm going to ask her, could I stay? I see a phone booth, and I proceeded to make a phone call to my friend. Let's say her name is Linda. Ring, ring. Linda answers the phone. I said, hey, girl, I am here in Atlanta. Where? I'm at the Atlanta airport. What's your address? Where are you? Where are you at? I'm coming over. Do you think you have room for a roommate? I said. That's when I got something strange. This long song and dance that she is renting a room. She doesn't have her own place. She's in between jobs. But that's not the story she told me months ago, a few years ago, how well she was doing, how wonderful she is doing, how beautiful her place is, how spacious and lots of room she has. I couldn't hear any more rhetoric. I was deflated. I hung up the phone and walked out of the phone booth. And I went to sit down in my seat, awaiting to hear Philadelphia. Philadelphia, here I come, a far cry from Hawaii. Well, I'm in Philadelphia. I love the house that I'm in. My storage came from Hawaii, and I proceeded to make a living. I got a job at an architectural firm. This is 1981. My divorce is final, and I find myself pregnant. Though with my new fiance, life was not easy. And as you heard earlier, I don't do pregnancies well. And this pregnancy was 5.5 months in the hospital to deliver cerclage and all, the whole 9 yards. As a new mother, this is not an easy relationship I'm in. It's emotionally volatile. One night, with my baby in my arms and my suitcases, I find myself standing on a corner because of a phone call I made earlier. A voice on the other end described a vehicle that will be driving to meet me. And me and my 5-month-old would be standing outside to await that vehicle. This was before Uber. I stood around the corner from where I was living, and a black vehicle drove up, a black sedan with tinted windows. Someone got out of the vehicle, a woman. She took my suitcases and she put them in the trunk. She opened the back door, and me and my baby got in the back seat. And we drove, and we drove, and we drove to an unknown destination. And before you know it, the lady parked the car. She got out of the car. She opened up the trunk, got my suitcases out. She opened up my door. My son and I got out. We followed her. She knocked on an undisclosed, unnumbered door. She knocked 3 times, paused. She knocked again 2 times, paused. She knocked again 1 time. The door opened and some ladies were there at the door. As I'm holding my son, one voice said, "Girl, give me that baby. You look tired." And she took Travis into the folds of the building, and I came in with my suitcases. I was welcomed by a large body of women. I am officially in an abuse women's shelter. The faces of these women were diverse: African American, Hispanic, white, Asian, some other races. I'm not sure what one woman was. Till this day, I'm not sure what she was, but she was sweet, she was nice, she was wonderful. I'm surrounded by these women, and we are all have different backgrounds, but we have one thing in common. We are homeless and we're living in a shelter. I was shown to my room where there were 2 other mothers in there as well. It was clean, it was large, it was equipped with dressers, lockers, and cribs. The other mothers were nice, helpful, and embraced me with smiling faces. I felt welcome. This shelter was a secret place where we could rest and not be aggravated by hounding significant others or dysfunctional family members. Here you are given 30 days to regroup and tell your next journey. It was here I found out that I was in need of needed rest. Living in stress, you do not realize how much that impacts you until you're out of it. Putting my son down to sleep for his much needed rest, a resident mother came to me and said, "If you would like, when you're done putting your baby down, the rest of us mothers are in the rec room. You can come with us and sit and relax." I thanked her, and I did just that. It was quiet. All the children were asleep, and it was just us parents, and it was nice. It was a bond. We all had different backgrounds, but we had that time when we could be the same. And it felt safe. You need safe. It felt safe to share. It felt safe to talk openly. It felt safe to be yourself. It felt safe not to be judged. Life teaches us many lessons, and sometimes when you're hitting rock bottom, there is a lesson at the time you do not know it. At least I didn't. For several nights, this went on, a routine. Finally, we all relaxed. Children were asleep. We came, we played games. We come up to figure out a game plan. We sat and listened to the gossip of the shelter. We braided hair. We did nails. We wanted to feel free. We wanted to look nice. We wanted to feel alive. Yes, I was being playful one night. So one of the girls asked, "Do you like my nail color?" And I said, "Yeah, that's nice nail color." And I turned her hand over and I said, "Do you remember when we were children and we girls, mainly the girls, we used to look in our hands? And if you see a M in the palm of your hand, that meant you were getting married." All the women stopped and playfully looked at their hands and said, "I'm getting married." Some said, "I've been married. I've done that. And I got a bag of chips. Won't be doing that again." One fateful night, I looked at a palm of a mother. And at that very moment, her life became a video. Yes, a video in her palm. Or should I say, a portion of her life became a video. As she was talking to me, she asked me what I was doing. And I said, "Well, I'm just reading your lines." I said, "This line is your heart line." But in my mind, I didn't say what I thought I saw. I saw her heart line, but it looked broken and tattered. And I said, "If I'm not mistaken, this line belongs to your mind." Her lines did not have what I thought lines should have. They all looked broken and tattered. And then for a moment, I saw and heard, I couldn't believe this, I heard a coughing child in her hand. I saw a sick child. I saw a mother grieving. I saw an ambulance. And she was telling me about her 3 children. And I said, "I only see 2 children." And she said, No, I have 3. And I said, because she only had 2 at the shelter. I told her, "I only see 2. I didn't see the 3rd, but I did tell her about her boyfriend. I told her about her mother, and I told her where she used to live, and I told her about her 2 children." At the end of the night, this mother called to her mother's house to check on her son. Her sister answered the phone, and she said, "Mom is at the emergency room with your son. He got sick." Her mother finally called and said he had meningitis or some form of meningitis. He almost died. They got to him really quickly. Of course, he went by ambulance. Now, I've read all the palms there at the shelter. And to me, it was just for fun. It was just a bit of fun. But one by one, whatever I said appeared. I laughed because how could that be? I didn't pay any attention to it. But at my lowest point, the birth of a skill came to the forefront. But at this point in time, I did not know that I was going to be doing a variation of this skill for the next 30 years. At this time, I've been in the shelter for 15 days. The ladies were increasingly in a scuttlebutt about what to do because they were panicking. The shelter only allows us to be there for 30 days. And we have to go to a larger shelter and a larger population. And you're only allowed to sleep there at this larger population. And if you don't have a job during the day, you have to leave. Frantic the ladies were, and I asked, "Why can't we stay any longer? Those are the rules." Once a week, we get to speak to a counselor, and the counselor has been counseled by me. I was giving lots of advice when I was there to be helped. And the counselor said, "Why are you here?" I said, "Life's troubles happens to me as well. Situations happen to all of us. at various stages of our lives. She also said, "You have given me a lot to feed on. I felt like I haven't helped you." And I said, "You gave me a lot of help." I asked her, "Why do we have to leave after 30 days?" And the counselor would just say that this is something that happens. This is a very nice spot. This is a very nice respite, but this is a shelter that's quaint. It's a wonderful jump start so you can prepare for your next journey. I said, "Well, how do we get housing?" She said, "The housing director is supposed to come, but I don't know if she'll make it this month. She's supposed to be here in 30 days, but you guys may not be here." I said, "Okay." I understood, and I said, "Thank you." And I got up from my office. Here was a great place to talk to a counselor about your problems. And I'm sure the ladies did get a lot out of this. But this put a notion in my mind, and a light bulb went off. Innocently and not knowing, I set my intentions to be there at that shelter for 30 days. I could only be there for 30 days because I have furniture and belongings in a storage, and the first 30 days are free. I thought about it, and I thought about it, and another light bulb went off. The housing director isn't coming to see us. She isn't coming this way. Well, I have to go to her. So day 20, I got dressed in my corporate wear, an outfit I wore to work before they fired me for being late to work, because I now live in a shelter and the dynamics are different. I asked a resident mother to watch Travis, my 5-month-old, and I will pay her when I get back. I found out the address of the housing authority and the housing director's name and her hours of work. At this time, I got on the bus. I went to the housing authority, and I went to the receptionist with my briefcase in tow, and I said, "I have a meeting with Mrs. Jones." The receptionist asked me my name, and she said she didn't see my name. I said, "Dorothea Matthews?" She said, "No, I don't see your name on the schedule." I said, "Well, I made this appointment months ago. It was around the holidays. Maybe things got switched around. But I do have an appointment with her." The receptionist said, "I'll call her," with a smile. Mrs. Jones answered the phone, and the receptionist said, "Dorothea Matthews has a meeting with you." And the receptionist looked funny at me, and she said, "Mrs. Jones will see you." "Hello, Miss Matthews." I shook Mrs. Jones' hands, and I gave her my story, where I'm living, how I got there, and what I am to do. My storage is coming due in 10 days, and I won't have the money that I need to get it out because I'm living in a 30-day facility with my 5-month-old. And I showed the director a bit of my life, because inside of my briefcase, I pulled out my photo album. I showed her my son, his birth, our life, our home, our circumstances, because I took pictures like I worked at Home and Gardens. I told her I was a 10-year veteran, and all of this was inside of the photo album. Mrs. Jones said, "Lovely, lovely. I don't know what I can do, but I'll try." And I shook her hand, and she said, "Goodbye." I want to say to you, I was the only woman who left that shelter in 30 days. and I was placed into a new home, beautiful home. My belief was not in their rules, where you have to stay for 30 days and what you have to do, or should I move on to that larger facility? That was not my belief. My belief was different. And after a year of being in my new place, I ran into some of the ladies that were just getting placed. All thought is creative, as Ernest Holmes so eloquently said. Every situation in my life was because of thought, whether it was smart or not. Thinking rightly, thinking positively, rightly, affirming what is and affirming what it is that you want. At this time in my life, I had zero clue about how any of this worked, but I still used it just the same. This knowledge is still for the ignorance as well as the taught. Ernest Holmes said, human beings have access to the power of the universal mind by directing their thoughts, particularly their beliefs about the present or the future. We believe in God as an infinite spirit permeating everything. We believe that there is a law of mind which responds to our every thought, our every faith, and especially our conviction. We believe that the universe is which we live is a spiritual system, and that the kingdom of God is ours and the present with us now and for always. And this is by Ernest Holmes. What did Jesus say? It is done unto you as you believe. Good, bad, happy, or sad, as you believe. Turn away from the problem, AKA condition, that you are facing in your life. Turn to the opposite. What was the condition I was facing at the time? The rules of the shelter is 30 days, and then you have to leave and get funneled into a larger shelter. And it will take up to a year or more for housing. That is the condition, AKA the problem that I was facing. That was not the truth. I can be in a home with my son in 30 days, which happened. That's what I wanted. So the mind went to work and a light bulb went off, and it all came into being. Don't put your attention on the condition, AKA the problem. When you do this, you attract more of the same. You put your attention on what it is that you want. I wanted out of that shelter and into a home, and it happened just like that. In order to work at solving these problems called life, you have to change your mind. It is in your mind where they live. It is in your mind where they are created, and it is in your mind where you experience them. They are all illusions. You must change your mind. Literally rewrite your agreement with reality. Remember, everything you go through grows you. It exposes who you are. Have courage. My affirmation, at the time was, out of this agreement, I needed a change. I am ready to rewrite my agreement with reality. I am ready to rewrite my agreement with life. I am ready to rewrite my agreement with life by visualizing what I want. I am going to imagine the life that I want. I am able to live the way I want to live. I am able to do what I want to do. And I am able to make as much money doing what I love to do under grace, easily, and in the right and perfect divine way. Out of this agreement, I got to do just that. I got to create a book. I got to move to the city on my terms. And I got to be an originator of affirmation cards. I got to do a lot. And I got to speak to hundreds of thousands of women. And I'm all the better for it. And so it is. And so, let's know that there's a power and a presence we can still call God. We call it spirit, we call it one, we call it the divine. Whatever it is all things in all places. It is more, it is all that, and yet it's still more. We know something more is going on. We know that we are birthing out of this our presence. We are the essence of this presence, connected as one. We are in alignment with health, great health, health as well. We are in joy, doing what we love to do. We are fulfilled with the movement of life. I am grateful for the love of CSL West Georgia. I am embodied with the love of a welcoming spirit of this family. And this is a family that is worth coming to see every Sunday. I release these words and I spread these words as seeds of love into the world. And this is my truth, and this is your truth, and so it is.
I'm going to do some for you off my latest CD. It's called Let Your Heart Shine. Now, this is an upbeat song, and Shauna's going to be moving back there, I know. It's kind of Jamaican, right? Do something good today and make the world a better place. Put a smile on someone's face, shine your light. Someone's in need today, so take your healing there. Show how much you care, shine your light. Acts of kindness intertwine to heal the world by your design. And in the deepest darkness you will find the world will change when your light shines. This heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Woo! This heart of mine, it's gonna shine, shine, shine. This heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This heart of mine is gonna shine, 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 shine. So do your very best today. Manifest your dreams and show the world just what it means when your heart shines. Put your fears aside today. Let your true feelings show. Let your inhibitions go. Let your light shine. This love of yours can open many doors. And this heart of yours meant to shine. In this world of sorrow, you're the hope of tomorrow. The world will change when your light shines. This heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This heart of mine is gonna shine, shine, shine. This heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This heart of mine is gonna shine, 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 shine. All right. So go out there today, shine your light, make somebody's day a little bit better. This heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This heart of mine is gonna shine, shine, shine. This heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This heart of mine is gonna shine, shine, shine. This heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This heart of mine is gonna shine, shine, shine. This heart of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This heart of mine is gonna shine, 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 shine. Let your heart shine. Ah, thank you.
I'll get it figured out. That was so much fun. Did it feel like you were in Jamaica, Shauna? We all wanted to be there. Let me get to my spot, y'all. Now we're at conscious giving time. Money is a spiritual activity. Spiritual giving is an opportunity to express our gratitude and open our consciousness to receive greater abundance. It is the practice of participating in the circulation of universal good. We have 3 ways to give here at CSL West Georgia. You can put cash or a check in the envelope found in your bulletin. You can donate electronically with your phone by using the information found on the back of your bulletin. This information is also being placed in the chat window for our online visitors. You can also donate online using your personal Breeze account. We acknowledge online giving by using our online giving card. If you did not want to pick one up at the door, please take one from Ronnie and place it in the collection plate. At this time, we would like to have you all say together with me, freely I give with a feeling of abundance, knowing that my gift blesses others and myself as well.
Freely I give, freely I give, giving from my heart and from my soul. Freely I give, freely I give, and the gifts come back to me tenfold. Sing it with me. Freely I give, freely I give, giving from my heart and from my soul. Freely I give, freely I give, and the gifts come back to me tenfold. And the gifts come back to me tenfold.
And together we say, I am grateful for the divine givingness circulating abundantly through my life, our community, and our world. I think I'm just going to hold this instead of fighting. Our announcements. Next Sunday, the message will be delivered by our practitioner, Miss Shauna K. Hunter. Yay! Shauna's had family here from Jamaica this week.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so she's been very busy with family and having a wonderful, wonderful time. We're happy to see you, and we can't wait till next week. On August 6th, this is going to be wonderful. We've done this before, and hopefully all of you have been here and will be back. It's a fabulous experience. It's going to be a sound bath with Emily C. Bryson and our own Nell Tascara. And they'll be guiding us through deep relaxation, meditation, divine connection using the vibrations and tones, which are just beautiful, of the crystal sound bowls, chimes, sacred songs, and chants. Crystal sound bowls are just, if you all know, you've listened to them before. They bring the brain to a meditative state and regulates the nervous system, allowing for more harmony and loving awareness within us. And then Thursday night groups. Who all of you have been Thursday night group? Raise your hands. I know who's been. Wonderful, wonderful. We have started this a few weeks ago, and right now we're on page 58, I think, in chapter 4 of the book, and it's called Basic Principles of the Science of Mind, and it's by Dr. Frederick Bales. If you all don't have it, you can purchase the book online, which I did, or you can, download it on your phone or your tablet. And then Thursday, we're all better together. So please join us 7:30 to 9. We love being together, lots of chatting, lots of learning, wonderful for your soul. And we'd love to have you all come with us on Thursday evenings. And then our friend Reverend Merle he's had issues with his heart in the past, and right now he needs to take care of himself. So we won't be seeing Reverend Merle for a little while. So please, if anyone needs his email address or his phone number, you want to text him, please let me know, because he would love to hear from all of us. He sends his love to all of CSL. He loves us all, would love to be with us, but right now he has to take care of himself. And if anyone is dealing with an issue like Reverend Merle, which you'd like to have support, our wonderful practitioner, Shauna Kay, is available to talk with you after the service and do affirmative prayer treatment with you. Also, we have prayer cards. Here they are on the table by the door. And if you'd like to fill one out and put it in the white prayer box, she will pick it up and be in contact with you. Also, we'd love for you to contact with us on all our social media platforms, which, thanks to Marcia, she's been working hard on all those good things. And so we want you to be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube.
And I'm so glad Marcia knows how to do that.
Oh, Lord, me too.
Because I sure don't know how to
It's
do all
wonderful.
that.
And by the way, y'all, if you'd like to be on our list and get our announcements and our newsletter, please see Ronnie and make sure that we have your information. Because the newsletter comes out on Saturdays and let you all know what's going on. Okay?
Okay.
So now we'd like to do our closing affirmation. So if everyone would stand, and we will say our closing affirmation together. We go forth today, knowing that we are God's blessing in the world. Only good comes from us, only good comes to us, and so it is. Join us in our circle for our closing song.
We're all together now. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with Spirit as our Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the